Hello everybody and welcome to the Watchful Studio channel as we review this Flames of War Army Box product, the T-34 Tank Battalion SUAB 12, retailing for $100 US. The box contents is really quite simple. It's 21 plastic T-34 tanks. These plastics have existed for some time. With the release of the new Soviet Bagration book, it was a perfect opportunity to put this iconic tank into an army box. Let's go right ahead and flip over the box and take a look. "21 T-34s pictured on the back. They are all hard plastic, and the box contents allows you to make different variants of the T-34. The box itself is made of a somewhat thick cardboard, and it was shrink wrapped. The nice thing I like about this box for retail stores is it also has a spine on it, allowing you to put it on the shelf sideways, therefore getting more product per shelf space. A great addition. Let's go right ahead and take a look at the contents inside. One of the items that you get in this army box is a full color version of the rules in a softbound book, and it's a mini-sized book, which is great for any new player as well as competitive gamers. I also think this is a wonderful addition to these army boxes because one of the concerns about historical wargaming in general is the barrier of entry of being able to get a rule book and a collection of miniatures to start playing is not always the easiest, and Battlefront Miniatures has made it very easy to not only collect their armies but also be able to walk out of the store with one or even two products and begin playing the game. So great addition to the box. The other item that you get in this army box is a getting started pamphlet that starts off giving you a little bit of what you can collect next to continue to build your force, which is always nice advice, especially for new players that are completely overwhelmed with this going on in miniature wargaming. So let's go right ahead, flip the page, and see what's inside. So this is the magic behind the T-34 assembly, showing you all of the options that you can use when assembling this tank. Again, I think another great option to most of the tanks that they're producing over the past few years is whether or not you want to use a peg system to insert your turrets within the tank or magnetize them, which also has an indentation where the magnets can be glued into. The box set does not come with magnets, but they're ready available all over the place online. Flipping the page, it gives you a layout of the cards for the different variant tanks, including the HQ options and the company and battalion options for the T-34s, T-34-85s, and of course the OT-34s as a support option. The back page gives some more recommendations on where to start, how to begin, what to get next, paint sets, and also shows off what could be another great addition to building out your Soviets, which is the other army box that they released, the Heavy Assault Group, which I will be doing a review on and posting in the near future. The box also contains 10 unit cards and a little trifold Bagration card that lays out some special rules as well as support choices and army types for the box. We'll go over the cards in a little bit more detail in a moment, but I do like that they add the cards to the box because not only does it allow you to get started right away and know how to build your army lists, including the rule book, but you also don't necessarily have to go out and buy the full stack of Bagration cards if this is the only Soviet army you want to build. In the end, as a collector, you probably want all the cards cards anyways to know how your forces work and also maybe even know how your enemy works. But again, Battlefront makes it very easy for you to be able to buy this box and pretty much have all the contents that you need to start playing, minus the hobby tools and the glue, and of course the paint. So let's take a look at the sprue. Here is the first sprue, which contains essentially the hull of the tank, as well as pieces that attach to the hull, the exhausts, turrets, the hatches for the turrets, one of the gun mantlets, the other gun mantlet for the T-34, the hull machine gun, and also the hull flamethrower. So out of this sprue alone, you can either make a T-34-85, a T-34, and the OT-34. 3 of those are available to you in this kit. So let's go right ahead and take a look at the other sprue and look at some of those options. Here is the second sprue in the box. You essentially get 21 of this sprue and then 21 of the hull sprue. And the really nice thing about this sprue is it gives you all of the guns for T-34 variants, actually, and even including the 57mm option, as well as fuel tanks, both in mid-war and in late war, as well as more hatches. So the one thing that I really enjoy about this sprue and making the T-34s is you can actually have both turrets completely assembled and swap out the weapon options based on how you're designing and building your list. With a little bit more creativity and maybe magnetizing the whole machine gun and the flamethrower, you can give yourself every option that's available in this kit. I think that's a wonderful way of giving back to the customer and being able to diversify your T-34 collection without having to buy one T-34 for every variant that you want to play with. Within the box, you also get 4 sprues of these tank commanders, giving you lots of options to put tank commanders in your T-34s and giving them some character. The box also contains 2 sets of decals, one showing the Guards emblem with all the iconic red stars, and the other decal sheet contains tank numbers, Soviet slogans, and the divisional diamonds for other tank divisions that weren't Guards. Great additions. It also has a film on the top of the decal that you need to peel off, but it protects the decal in the box, which is a nice addition. I would like to take a moment and discuss in a little bit more detail what this box and the T-34s means to a retail store. At a $100 price point, if you are getting several new gamers in your area into Flames of War, this is absolutely a box that I would have at the bare minimum one on the shelf. But you might also want to consider targeting this box towards existing Flames of War players for the main reason that you get 21 tanks for $100. Which is essentially less than $5 a tank, and the retail box for 5 T-34s, if I'm not mistaken, retails for $45. So even if an existing Flames of War player doesn't need, which is absurd to even think about, but they don't need 21 T-34s, it is actually a cheaper investment to buy this army box if you even wanted 10 T-34s, because you get twice the number of tanks, and you also get the decal sheets and all of the unit cards necessary to field T-34s in any existing army. Overall, this I think would be a great purchase for any Soviet player. And again, if I was a retail store or managing a retail store, I would carry one of these throughout the year and restock as needed when I sold it. It's a great upsell to anyone buying a box of T-34s. If they bring that up to your counter, you can immediately walk them back over and show them this and say, hey, for double the money, you get 4 times more tanks. And I think that's a great investment for any wargamer. The other reason to carry this box, and at the bare minimum, 1 to 2 boxes of the T-34 box set with 5 tanks in them, is because the vast majority of Soviet players will field T-34s, and out of all the army lists in the book, this tank is one of the most prevalent boxes that is needed in order to build lists. and I will go into more detail about the commonality of boxes in the Bagration book and which boxes a retail store should carry in order to maximize impulse purchases and customers' wants when they walk into the store. Let's go right ahead and get a few tanks assembled and take a look at what they look like. Here are 3 T-34s assembled using the later version of the cylindrical fuel drums on the back of the tanks. There is a T-34-85 variant in the back left, a T-34 with a 76mm anti-tank gun on the upper right, using the raised cupola, and a T-34 with a 76mm gun in the foreground with closed hatches. This box set does come with tank commanders. You can put in the hatches, and I'll model a few tanks that way as well. Let's go right ahead and take a look at the turret and where the turret is placed in the tank to show you how either the peg system or magnetized system works. Here is a T-34-85 with the turret removed, showing you how the peg fits into the bottom of the turret, as well as the hole in the hull, and also the indentation for a magnet to go into in both the turret and the hull. I would recommend using plastic cement when putting these miniatures together, so you don't have to worry about over time super glue wearing away, that peg breaking off, and then never being able to find it again. The front fenders can also get a little tricky, so they are easier to glue on using plastic cement rather than super glue. So there you have it, folks. The T-34 Tank Battalion, consisting of 21 T-34 tanks for your Soviet Flames of War army. A welcome addition to any retail store and a wonderful way to start in building that large Soviet army that everybody loves to see on the table. I hope you enjoyed this product review. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell, and don't forget to keep a watchful eye on the hobby. Thanks, and take care.